What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Park Business, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Busch Gardens Williamsburg new for 2025 coaster. And in today's video we're going to be talking about what we could expect from the new for 2025 coaster coming to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. None of this is confirmed or nothing like that. This is just some stuff that we could expect and some stuff that I would love to see come with the new for 2025 coaster coming to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. But before we get started with the video, if you love what you see on the channel from Busch Gardens Williamsburg updates, from news, coasters, whatever the case may be with Busch Gardens Williamsburg, news related, if you love what you see with that, the other content on Park Vision as well, if you love what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any other videos from Park Visions. And yeah, enough talking, let's get straight into the video. So the most thing I'm intrigued about is the first thing we're going to talk about, which is the storyline. I want to see how well Busch Gardens ties in the storyline, because if we could see if we remember in the trailer, they gave some little like backstory in the trailer, in the first half of the trailer. So I want to see how well they tie into the storyline, because I know they got it, but something that I want to see is building, like touching upon the old storyline and then building on with it, like the afterlife effect. Talk about the old storyline and then build upon it. Will be something cool. Exactly what they did with Loch Ness Monster, because they did that perfectly well. If you've been in Loch Ness Monster, you've been through the queue. They touched upon the old storyline, but then they built upon it as you got closer to the queue. And even the coaster itself, there was some great storyline that's new to the coaster that they built upon, and that is something that I really want to see them do with Big Bad Wolf 2.0, or whatever the case may be, whatever the new name is going to be, that we don't know yet. So I really want to see them do that. And something else I really want to see them do is do a temple with the old storyline, with old pictures and old descriptions about the old coaster, because that would be cool as well. I think people would be intrigued by that, and it's something I'll be intrigued as well. Just going up and seeing the old photos and the old descriptions and stuff like that for Big Bad Wolf 2.0, because it's an experience I never got to experience. I was too young for it. So I would be intrigued to see that as well with the old storyline. But that is some stuff that I want to see with the storyline. But let's get into the most exciting part. The most part that most people are intrigued about is going to be the ride experience. So next up, we're going to be talking about the ride experience. So for the ride experience, what we can expect is, if you've ridden any of the family inverts from Bacoma or Phoenix Rising at the sister park Busch Gardens Tampa, you can expect what to experience on this and what you can expect from this new for 2025 coaster. So really, and the ride experience is really, you don't expect too much. It's a family invert, but I will say it has some great ride experience. It's a great ride experience. It's a great addition for families for sure, because I've seen a lot of families ride these Vacoma family inverts and Phoenix Rising. So families definitely love these things. But for ride experience purposes, the front row, you get some great sense of speed. You get a great sense of speed and wind that hits your face. After experiencing a lot of these things, you hit some great speed, and you have a lot of wind hit your face experiencing these speeds in the front row. You get a little bit of great sense of whip on some of these sharp turns for sure. You get a little bit of sense of whip on it. And you get a little bit of hang. I'll say like a second of hang, a little bit on some of these sharp turns. When you take the sharp turn, you get a little bit of hang with it. But it's nothing too crazy. But that's for the front. The back row is where you want to go. I absolutely love the back row on these things. The sense of speed also, it's not as good as the front, the sense of speed. Because the front, you really get all the speed and all the wind. You get that great sense of speed experience in the front. But the back is where all the other aspects come into play. Like the other aspects I was talking about, the sense of hang a little bit and the whip, the little dish of whip, is where the back row comes into play. On some of these sharp turns, I will say you get a great dish of whip a little bit. You get a great dish of whip, or like a great like 5-second dish of whip. and some sense of hang here and there. Like on some of these sharp turns, you do get a sense of hang. Like you really like kind of hang a little bit, which I absolutely love it. Especially in the back row on the back left. On the back left, you really hang to like the ground a little bit. And then the right side, you really really like hang to the sky a little bit. Like it's awesome. I love the sharp turns on these things. So I can't wait to experience that again on this coaster. So yeah, if you want the other aspects, not the sense of speed or wind or that speed aspect and wind aspect, go to the back. The back is where it's at. I'm telling you, the back is where it's at. But if you want the sense of speed, you want that package with the speed, the wind, and a little bit of great hang, a little bit of great dish of whip, the front is where it's at. But yeah, what also is going to make this ride experience top 10 times better is what I'm about to talk about next, which is sound effects, theming, and more. So let's get into that right now. We're going to jump straight into it. First, we're going to be talking about the sound effects. So if you watch the trailer, which I'm about to play right now, there is a distinct sound effect that I would love to see be imported somewhere in the theming with this coaster. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to play the distinct sound effect that I'm talking about. If you listened closely, there was a wolf's howl and there was a wolf's growl in between the clips. And those are the sound effects that I am talking about. If we had those sound effects somewhere imported, somewhere on the ride experience, because I don't think onboard audio would be a thing. But if we have those sound effects somewhere during the ride experience, that would be absolutely incredible. And next up, why I want to see those sound effects imported is because of theming. Now, when I talk about theming, Loch Ness Monster was a great example of what Busch Gardens is able to do with theming. And take Dark Coaster's queue as an example of what Busch Gardens can do with a themed queue. Busch Gardens can do a credible job with a themed queue, and the theming that they did with Loch Ness, I know they could do incredible with the theming on this coaster. And what I mean by theming, I mean, so if you looked at the beginning of the trailer, you saw how the villages had their buildings, right? Now that Big Bad Wolf 2.0 awakened, it Afterlife awakened, the wolf is now threatening the villages again with the buildings. Now, what Busch Gardens can really do and what would top the theming on this is if Busch Gardens would craft some buildings like the villages buildings, like make it kind of identical, and then have it broken down, like look broken down somewhere in between the ride experience to show that the wolf awakened, it's coming back, it's afterlife. That would be incredible. And then somewhere in between the buildings, or somewhere like as you're passing by the buildings or somewhere during the ride experience, the wolf's howl and then the wolf's growl can play. And that would be incredible. Probably when you're passing by the village's buildings, the wolf's growl can play, and then somewhere during the ride experience, the wolf's howl can play, something like that before you pass the village's buildings. That would be incredible. The theming with that would be absolutely incredible. And like I said, I know they could do it because Loch Ness Monster was a great example of what Busch Gardens Williamsburg is able to do with theming. And the queue as well. Loch Ness Monster queue was incredible. The statue that they did with Loch Ness was amazing. So I hope to see a big bad wolf, a wolf's statue. That would be incredible. Just how like they did Loch Ness Monster statue, the Loch Ness statue. I would love to see a wolf statue in front of the queue. In front of the sign, I would love to see a wolf statue in front of the sign. That would be something I would love to see. And yeah, that's just some stuff that I would love to see. And other stuff as well, like I said before, I would love to see like a little temple, like how they did with Loch Ness Monster, to show the old story. I would love to see a temple with the old story of Big Bad Wolf, because me personally, I wasn't old enough to be able to ride Big Bad Wolf. I wasn't old enough for that experience. So it would be cool to see what other people experienced and what the story was like back then from something I never experienced. So it'll be cool to see that, because I learned some things from Loch Ness Monsters Temple when I was invited out to check it out. It was cool to see some old stuff that I wasn't old enough to see, because I wasn't old enough to ride Loch Ness back then until I visited back when I did. But when I was younger, I wasn't able to ride it just yet. So it was cool to learn some stuff and see what other people experienced with that. So that's going to do it for today's video. I just wanted to share with y'all what we can expect and what I would love to see with the new for 2025 coaster coming to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. And yeah, I had a great time making this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as well. Sorry there hasn't been an update in a minute. There hasn't much been going on, but more track has arrived. It's been stationed somewhere right now. All more track has arrived, but when new stuff happen, I will be updating y'all. And like I said, when the track layout is revealed and the new name is revealed, I will be updating on it as well. I'll be making a video about both of those things. So yeah, whenever everything happens, I'll be revealing it. Y'all will hear it here first, and y'all will see all the updates here first. And yeah, I really appreciate y'all for watching these updates, and I really appreciate the love that y'all show on these update videos, because I enjoy making them, and I'm glad y'all enjoy watching them. So yeah, that's going to do it. And like I said, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you can hear all the BG news for the new for 2025 coaster and other things BGW news here first on Park Visions. And yeah, that's going to do it. And like I always say, thank you guys for watching. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.